Well, we're back up at the cabin again. It's been a while. I think for Ann and Shep it's close to 3 weeks. And the next few days are supposed to be a little rainy. So with that in mind, we went into Timber Mart and we just purchased a bunch of wood and brought it home and unloaded it because we're going to do some inside projects. The main one we're going to try and do is we're going to try and build some bunk beds. Oh, nice wild daisies. Anyway, we ordered a couple of mattresses online and they were supposed to arrive on Monday, but they came today. They arrived about the same time we did. So we're going to get at it. We're going to start those bunk beds now. Mosquitoes are crazy. We're going to start them now, along with some other odd jobs, odds and ends that we can clean up as well. So that's how it's going to begin. Here we go. Since we've only got 2 bedrooms and one is very small, we decided to make the best use of space and get some bunk beds. Now, we went shopping for bunk beds and found them to be really flimsy and rickety, and they weren't cheap. The cheapest ones were about $600. So, decided to make them ourselves, and I really don't know where to begin or what I'm doing here, so it's definitely not a how-to video. But I'm scratching out some plans. So I've got a plan, a materials list, and we're ready to go. I'm going to make it out of 2x6s and 2x4s. So it'll be solid, that's for sure. And we've got 4 days total. So if all goes well, got to try and sleep in it before we go home. So the 2 mattresses we ordered the other day from Amazon arrived today. They're twin size, one for the bottom bunk and one for the top bunk. So we're going to open them up and let them expand.
Unwrap and allow 48 hours for its return to its original shape.
So 48 hours. Okay, we've unwrapped it up here in the loft because I know Shep would really like to lay on it, so at least we'll be able to keep him downstairs and let the mattress expand on its own. We were just going to do 1 mattress at a time, but because we thought we only had a small amount of room, but actually the loft's bigger than we thought, so we're going to open the second one. Both Anna and I aren't feeling good about the amount of plastic involved with these 2 little mattresses. They are expanding rapidly. We've never bought mattresses in a box before. What a concept, but it seems to be working pretty good. Well, we bought this lumber at Timber Mart today for the bunk beds. It's 14 2x6s, just spruce framing lumber. And also 6 2x2s, also just spruce framing lumber. I'm going to start off building the box frames for both the bottom and the top bunk. And I'll cut the sides of the box first. Now it's about 76 inches long. And you can see when you buy spruce dimensional lumber just for framing, just about every board's got some kind of blemish on it. But I'm pretty sure we can cut them out or sand them down and they'll look like, you know, a pine bed, even though it's spruce. Well, I've just cut 4 pieces for the first frame. They're about 77 inches on the long side and about 43 approximately at the ends. So I'll go ahead and make the second frame. Well, it rained pretty heavy all night, and it's raining right now, and it's supposed to go on for a couple days. So everything's getting pretty damp around here. So last night, I stacked all the wood and weighted it down, just trying to avoid it warping so we can work with it. So we'll take the weights off and start working with it now. Well, these pieces have been cut, and what I'm going to do is give them all a light sanding with about a 120 grit sandpaper. And the reason being, sanding it is easier now than when the bed's put together. So I'd like to get all the dirt or blemishes off there. Plus, dimensional lumber seems to have a sheen on it. And if you don't give it a light sanding, it doesn't accept the stain or the finish very well. Well, the top and bottom frames are now glued up and screwed together, and they're good to go. So I'm just going to add some runners now to the outside of both frames, and I'm using these 2x2s. Lots of glue squeezing out here. That's good. So now that the two frames are done, I'm picking through the remaining 2x6s to find the 4 best pieces, straightest pieces, to make the 4 posts. Looking a little wet out there. Where did you go for a walk, eh? Today I'm sanding down the 4 posts. At least these are the outside pieces of the post. So I've done 3 so far, and I've got 1 left. So these 4 boards will be the visible sides of the posts, and they're all sanded now, and they're pretty straight, and they don't have crowns. And what I'm going to do is, on the other side that won't be visible, which I didn't bother sanding, I'm going to take these 4-inch pieces of wood, and I'm going to attach them to the bottom of each post. And what'll happen is the frames that we made yesterday are going to sit on top of these feet. Oh, just made a mistake. I put the foot on the good side. I forgot to flip this over. So we'll pull that out and redo it. Well, I'm not too sharp today. I just checked the other ones I did. And the second one I did, I also put the foot on the good side. So this time I'll check. Good side. Bad side. So the foot is on the bad side. Well, we've moved the bottom frame into the bedroom now. We've just propped it up on some 4-inch blocks to get it 4 inches off the ground. And the 4 posts are in here, and we've kind of got them in the corner that they're going to be installed. So that one there, and that one there. And this one will go up there, and that one right here. So we'll start probably with this one here. Push the top just a tiny bit so you get the bubble a little bit.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Is it still good?
Yeah.
Go. So far I've just been using regular screws to put everything together, but I am going to be going around and adding some structural screws.
Right, okay. Yeah, it's good and I'm not pushing.
These 4-inch pieces that I cut for blocks to hold it up while we put the legs on, I'm not going to waste those. I'm going to take that 4-inch piece and put it underneath the runner at that corner, and this 4-inch piece underneath the runner at that corner, and it'll help support that runner, which holds up the mattress. Well, it's a good thing we got inside projects this time up, because it's just been solid rain ever since we've been here. Well, Anna has this idea for the front door that we could leave it open if we had a screen. And we were thinking of getting a screen door then, but she came up with this other idea, and she's busy working on it right now. And that is Bugs Out. It's a screen that hangs on the front of the door. And what are you doing right now?
Just reading the instructions.
Okay.
Reading.
This is the screen, and you're putting Velcro strips down the side?
Yeah.
Okay. So we put a strip of wood up at the top of the door, and you can either Velcro it or tack it up, and Anna's decided to tack it up.
There. There.
So is that it?
That's it. I can demo it.
You better demo it, because I'm getting soaked out here. Better demo it quick.
Oh, gotta watch it doesn't stick to the steel door. Hands free. Supposed to close behind you.
Wow. How amazing is that?
Now we just have to teach Shep to use it.
Shep, come on. Come on, go through that door.
Good boy. Here.
He saw the demo.
Oh, it's not going back. Though.
Good job. Well, I think he's got it figured out.
Shep, come. Good boy.
Didn't take him long.
Voila! I'm happy.
Hey, we'd like to recommend Bugs Out.
It works.
It worked. So I will need a runner along here for the foam to sit on. So I'm just slapping a little glue on. Oh, did somebody say glue? Yeah, you stay out of it. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need you in the glue. You go. You go. Go that way. Still good?
Yep.
Move your face. Spin. You turn it sideways. Ooh, had me worried there for a minute.
Yeah.
Now I need to cut the inside of the post, and I'm going to need 4 pieces at 40 inches each. So I should be able to get 2 out of each 8-foot 2x6. So we're ready to put the second part of the posts in. And what we need to do is we have the top frame here. Anna's going to lift that end up. I'm going to lift this end up. And when we get it high enough, we're going to set these posts in right underneath it. Okay?
Yeah.
Come underneath it now. Okay, I think sure you can stick one on.
Now.
Yeah, right up against it. And then let it come down on it. And then we gotta do the other.
Yours is gonna fall.
You gotta do the other side.
Okay.
I just put some 6-inch braces right here on each post to help support these runners. I put one on each post, and for now they're just in there with 4 screws, but I think I'm going to reinforce it with some structural screws as well, just because all the weight of anybody in the bed is coming down on this. This will give good support for that as well. I just made a trip into Timber Mart to pick up our second load of lumber, and probably our last load. I picked up 11 2x4s, and they're going to be for railings and for stairs up to the top bunk. And then I also picked up this wood here for slats, and it's called roofer board, and it's pine, not spruce. When I built the posts, I wasn't sure how high they should be, so I made them 75 inches, and I knew that gave me lots of space. But now that I've determined that the top rail is going to be at 70 inches, I don't need this top 5 inches. So I'm going to take it off, and it must come off by code, because you can't have anything sticking up high that might catch some clothing. It's a strangulation issue. You don't want anybody to catch their stuff there, like a young person, and strangle. So I'm going to cut the top 5 inches off of all the posts. Okay. So we're using these 2x4s for all the railings, and right now I'm just cutting the railings for the top bunk. As I cut the railings for the top bunk, Anna is sanding them all, because there's a sheen on them that's got to come off, and all the marks as well. I know I overthink and tend to worry too much about things, but I can't help myself when it comes to these runners. They're going to be holding up the mattress, the slats, and the person laying on the bed. And I know I've glued it, and I put 3-inch screws in all the way along, but I just don't feel good about it. So I have these strong structural screws, number 10s, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and place them all along these runners. So the rails are all up. It's time to cut the slats now. And I'm just going to take a measure here and find out where we're at. And the distance is about 40.5 inches. So I cut this first board at 40.5 inches, and I went up and tried it, and it fit pretty well. So I'm going to use it now as the pattern to cut all the other ones. I'll just lay it on and we'll mark it at the same length. I wasn't sure what dimension of wood I should use for the slats, and when I went to the lumber store, I was looking at the 1x4s, but they just didn't seem strong enough. And then one of the guys in the yard recommended roofer board, which I'd never heard of, and that's what this is. And it's 3/4 of an inch thick and 5.5 inches wide, and it's pine, and I like that. It looks so much stronger than the 1x4 I was going to use. It's wider, so I won't need as many of them, and I think it's going to be stronger. So I brought some pieces of the roofer board up, and what have I got? About half a dozen. So I'm going to start laying them out and see if we can find out the pattern and the size of space we're going to need. So I tried placing 10 boards down, and I left 2 3/8 inch gap between all the boards, approximately. And it looks like that'll work. So I think what I'll do, because I don't think you're supposed to screw these things down, I think now I'll cut 2 3/8 inch spacers and put them along here. And that should hold these slats in place. Wow, pretty good. Well, there it is, 10 slats, 9 spacers up either side, and it fits pretty well. I really pained with putting slats in or a sheet of plywood, but I did read online that the bottom of the mattress needs to breathe, because if it doesn't, if it's a foam mattress and it can't breathe, moisture will collect there and you'll get mold growth. So I guess slats are the best way to go.
You made your bed, now lay in it.
Yeah. Ah,
Looks great.
that's it. That's all. Good night, everybody.
What'd you have for me? What? A ball? Really?
Everybody's got to get in on the act.
This is comfy cozy.
It's a new bed for you too, Shep.
Oh. Thank you. Oh.
So it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and Shep and Anna have woken me up. And even though the bed isn't finished, because today is our last day here, I had to try it out last night. And it turns out the mattress, super comfortable. I had a really good sleep on it. So, really happy with it. Now, today, I'll have to disassemble the bottom bunk so that I can get at the top bunk. And then it'll be all done.
I'm going to add a ladder along the bottom of the bunk. It'll be 2x4s, and there'll be 4 of them. I've already put the first one down even with the frame of the bottom bunk, and then 3 more. You good there?
Yeah.
There you go.
It's like a glove.
Well, 4 days have come and gone, and we were successful. We got our bunk beds made. This bunk bed is not rickety or flimsy. It is a tank. It is made out of 2x6s mostly, and some 2x4s, and it is solid. It's rock solid. So, mission accomplished. We had 3 days of pretty heavy rain, and one really nice day. But that worked out in our favor because our main task this time up was to make the bunk beds. So we weren't tempted to go outside at all, and we got a lot of work done, and we managed to complete the bunk beds. So that's it for this trip. We're just getting ready to head home, and we'll see you in about a week's time.